Digital and Collaborative Learning in Context. Welcome back. In this assignment we will look at the implementation of my digital and collaborative learning innovation applied to a specific area of my practice. Also, we will reflect and critique the impact of this and highlight the success and failures. First up, let's recap Assignment 1 and explain my proposal. After examining the 21st Century Learning Activity rubrics, I found that parts of my practice did not offer enough interdependent responsibility for my students. My students regularly are required to work together, sharing responsibilities and decisions, and their work is interdependent, but never in writing. When I researched studies on collaborative writing, majority of findings were very positive. In a study done by Storch, he found that co-authoring right from the planning stage together through to the writing process, students were exposed to different views and sharing of knowledge. So from my writing groups, I grouped my children into groups of 4. These were of mixed abilities, including my target children. To make this initiative work, we used Google Docs so that we could simultaneously all write at the same time. Week 1. I used a picture to motivate the children's writing and a theme of 4 friends lost in the forest. I decided we would plan as a whole class. We used Padlet. We always brainstorm ideas together in writing so we can steal them. The use of the Padlet was greeted with glee. Everyone was accountable for adding ideas and were more motivated to do so as they added them themselves rather than me jotting them down on the whiteboard. With the Padlet and the brainstorm, the children went off to prepare what their new group would do. They were decided what each person was and a rough synopsis of the story. Each person typed a paragraph about their character and then they would bring it together as a group. At the end of the first week, the children reflected on how they found the process. The overall consensus was, first time on Chromebooks, everyone found it fun but had technical difficulties, the biggest being that they were deleting each other's work. Some groups' writing also was a little disjointed and it seemed to jump around a lot. Week 2. Used a picture with obvious characters so they could choose a character to bring them to life. Padlet went off without a hitch. On the Google Doc, I put on tables so that everyone had a section to type in. End of the week writing reflections, everyone felt they'd done better than they had the week before. Even some of the weaker writers were feeling more confident and were commenting on other people's writing. I did, however, notice that most of the children had forgotten our great writing techniques that we'd already used in Term 1. So, with a change of picture, I thought I would create a scaffold to remind them of ways to bring their writing alive for their reader. Rather than just doing the Padlet then writing, we brainstormed on Padlet and then they brainstormed on their scaffold with their group. We decided this story was going to be about 4 friends that had taken a shortcut through this abandoned house. This week ran very smoothly. Reflections at the end of the week were all saying very positive about helping each other and sharing ideas. In hindsight, my findings reiterate those of Elk van Sterndam. Sterndam found that collaborative writing is best used when you take a selection of writing tasks, you scaffold the children and give them good preparation, clear communication and a purpose, and of course a manageable complexity level. To critique my initiative against the 21st Century Learning Activity rubrics, looking at the collaboration rubric, my initiative hits 5. Students have shared responsibility. They do make substantive decisions together about content, and their work is interdependent. On the digital rubric, my initiative makes a 4. The students do use ICT to support knowledge construction, and ICT is required for them to do this constructing. However, students are not designers of an ICT product. To conclude, I have made many changes all through and will need to make continuous changes to meet the new needs of my students. As this initiative evolves, I will continue to critique and reflect on the implementations of it. Also, I will take into account consideration the voice and reflections of my students. The final conclusion is I wish to share 2 reflections from my target children who struggle with writing. This confirms to me research done by Debu and Bryn, where collaborative writing leads to positive experiences for learners and improved attitude and engagement. My references are Thank you very much.